In 1 Corinthians 10:13, Paul says, "No temptation has overtaken you except such as is common to man, but God is faithful, who will not allow you to be tempted beyond what you are able, but with the temptation will also make the way of escape, that you may be able to bear it." Now, in the context of what Paul is talking about in chapter 10 of First Corinthians, he's talking about the Old Testament examples and what Israel did and how they become examples to us. In fact, if you read in verse 6, it says, "Now these things became our examples to the intent that we should not lust after evil things as they also lusted." And then he goes on in verse 7, "Do not become idolaters, as were some of them." Verse 8, "Nor let us commit sexual immorality, as some of them were, nor let us tempt Christ." Verse 9, "Nor complain, as some of them complained and were destroyed by the destroyer." Verse 11, all of these things happened to them as examples. They were written for our admonition, upon whom the ends of the ages have come. And see, if you go even a little bit further back and start in verse 1, you read about how Israel was taken care of by God. They passed through the Red Sea. They were baptized into Moses in the cloud, in the sea. They all ate the same spiritual food. They drank the same spiritual drink. They drank from the spiritual rock, which was Jesus Christ. But in the end, they fell into the lust of the world. And it's easy for us as humans to fall into the lust of the world. You see, as a human, it's easy for us to fall into temptation. We live in a fallen world. Everything around us is fallen. This is a world that is run by Satan. And personally, I believe that we are a nation that God has walked away from. He has withdrawn, and we are under the judgment of God, as you would find in Romans chapter 1, verses 18 to 32. That's a nation that is under judgment from God. It's easy to fall into temptation, but God is faithful and He always provides us a way out. I'm a former alcoholic. I live in the city of Albuquerque. Every single corner has a liquor store on it. I don't have to turn into it. There's always a way out. I can keep going. Sometimes the easiest way out and the best way out is to pray, to give it to God. See, in First John, it says that if we ask Him anything according to His will, then He will give it to us. Well, His will is that we do not succumb to the temptations that we have, to the lust that we have, the desires that we have. And so He's going to give us the strength to be able to overcome it. Get into His Word. This is how God speaks to us. If you want to be able to overcome temptation, stay in prayer, stay in the Word, and know that there's always a way out. There's no reason to ever succumb to the temptation. God bless.